Hi, I'm Josh.
I'm Jordan.
And I'm Chico.
And we are
The Black Moods.
And these are our first time concert stories.
The very first concert I ever saw, I must have been 9 or 10. And I went with my brother and my mom, and she took us to go see the Monkees. And Weird Al Yankovic opened up.
Such a good one.
Yeah, and it was awesome. He opened up with Like a Surgeon. It was fantastic. And me and my brothers and my cousins, we were really into the TV show The Monkees. And so when they came to town, we just had to go. And it was awesome. That's actually when I decided to play music.
Well, you keep in mind, too, that the Monkees, it's not the original air date when he was watching the show. I'm sure it was syndicated at that point,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Just to
like-
make sure they know that.
Yeah, it was on Nick at Night or something like
Yeah.
that.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Super good.
Yeah.
That was my first one.
My first concert was at Alabama, and I was obsessed with Alabama. My dad was in a band. They covered a bunch of their songs, and so I just loved that band. And so when my mom was taking me, because I'm from Wheaton, Missouri, which is a small town, so Branson to us is like New York City. So we load up, and she's going to take me to Branson. We're just going on a trip. So I load up about 6 or 10 Alabama tapes to listen on this whole hour and a half, 2-hour ride. And she saw that, and she didn't want to listen to that the whole time. And so she's like, oh, God, we're not going to listen to Alabama the whole way. We're going to see Alabama. Well, my little, 8-year-old head exploded, right? And so we go to see Alabama, and the show was great. I remember it. And but my uncle's girlfriend at the time went with us. So it was my mom, her, and my 8-year-old self. And so we're sitting there, we watched the whole show, and I just wanted to stick around to see if the band would come out and hang out, which, that wasn't going to happen. But these other guys came out, and they were hanging around, and they weren't the band, but they were with the band, and they were talking to my mom and my aunt, and they seemed really involved, and they cared, and they were really super nice. And so we get home, and my dad and uncle asked how the show was. And I just went off. I was like, oh, it was amazing. They played great. And I said, even these guys after the show came up and they were talking to Jackie and my mom and they were so nice. They gave them their phone numbers and they told them anytime they wanted to come to the concert, they'd take care of them and get them backstage passes. Little did I know at that age what was actually going on. Being in the business now, I understand exactly what those guys were doing. They were hitting on my mom.
They were scouting.
They were scouting. So needless to say, I stirred up a little bit of a controversy there at home for a little while. So that's my first concert story.
Super good still.
How about you?
My first concert, I went to a couple different concerts, but I really honestly don't remember them. So my first real concert that I went to was a band called Our Lady Peace. And I was in Cleveland, Ohio. I saw them at the House of Blues in Cleveland. And before that, my brother Mark, who's a drummer, and he got me into the Our Lady Peace a lot. He gave me all his music. And when I mean gave me all his music, I just stole all of his CDs. And I think I still have some. I'm sorry, Mark. I'll give those back to you.
He's still gonna be mad about
I know he's gonna be mad when he sees this. Anyways, I would take these CDs that he would buy, and I was naturally inspired by what he would listen to and the people that were around me. So Our Lady Peace was awesome, and I knew every word to every song, and I got a chance to go see him live in Cleveland. I'm from Toledo, Ohio, so it's not too far. We drove a couple hours to go there and see the concert, and it was one of the most inspirational concerts to me to see live. Like the whole band they just poured their soul and their heart on the stage. They left it there. I was in a trance.
That's
like
awesome.
Seeing them.
Yeah, especially when you know the song so well.
Yeah, and I knew every word, and I'm sitting there, and I was like, it felt so good to kind of be around everybody in the concert. Felt so good, and I felt it was a good vibe, a lot of good energy, and it made me want to play. I looked up at Duncan Coots, the bass player, and I was like, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
So I set up a goal, and that's what I did.
That's good. Well, we also got to preface that both of our dads were in bands, so we'd been seeing. I saw my dad play a lot, and so did you.
Yeah.
But that was our official concerts of the Black Moods, the first ones.